All right, you've been developing your .NET MAUI application inside of VS Code, and you're totally finally ready to get it onto an iOS device. You'd love to actually test it on your iPhone or your iPad, just like your users are going to use your application. Well, how do you do that? Well, it is a little bit more of a cumbersome process compared to Android, which I did a previous video on. Now, I'm going to imagine that you already have VS Code set up on your Mac machine, and you have all the dependencies and ready to go, and that you've been developing your application. If you don't have that set up, check out my video on a full VS Code for .NET MAUI installation. Now, beyond that, there are a few other things that we're going to need to do. You need an actual iOS device. You're going to be plugging it into your Mac machine, and then we're going to need to have an Apple developer account. We're going to need to create some certifications. We're going to need some identifiers. We're going to need some provisioning profiles. I'm going to walk you through everything today. Now, if you're coming into this video and you're like, well, I'm on a Windows machine, how do I actually get that running on my iOS device? Well, there is an iOS local deployment for Windows and Visual Studio 2022 called iOS Hot Restart, which I did a video on as well, which you can totally take a look at. But we're on a Mac. We're in VS Code. We're in .NET MAUI. We want to get it on our iOS device. Let's do it. All right, the very first thing that we're going to want to do is actually turn on developer mode on our iPhone. This is similar to Android, but a little bit different. You need to go down into settings, into privacy and security. And then what we're going to do is scroll to the very bottom and then turn on developer mode. Your iPhone's going to restart or iPad's going to restart. And then you'll actually be able to plug in your device. It'll say trust device, go through this process. You type in your PIN, and then it'll start to show up in VS Code. So this is the first thing we need to do in the process. Like I said, inside of VS Code, we're going to actually need to go ahead and select our device. So once we plug it in, trust it, we can say select debug target. Now I'm on a Mac, of course, so I'm plugging that into my Mac, and that's where the iPhone shows up. So you need to be on a Mac to deploy to an iPhone from VS Code. So there's my work iPhone. You can see iOS device. And of course, there's all my simulators as well. So just go ahead and select that there. Now, if you unplug it, replug it, you'll need to reselect it. So be sure you reselect the actual device. Now, when I build and deploy, it's going to give me a bunch of errors, and I'm going to have to actually blur out a bunch of different things inside of here. But what we'll see is that there is a no valid iOS code signing keys found in keychain. So the build process automatically tried to find provisioning profiles and keys for me. Now, I don't have anything installed. This is a fresh machine. So if I install this extension from Bandy, which is the .NET MAUI archive and publish tool, it has some really nice capabilities in it, like archiving and publishing. But it will also show me, for example, any of my provisioning profiles or signing identities. If you've never built an iOS app, you need a signing identity, which is your machine and different keys on it. And then provisioning profiles, which are specifically for different app IDs and the devices it can deploy to. There's different provisioning profiles for development and deployment to the App Store, and same with the different certificates. So we're going to need to create those. So funnily enough, we'll head over to Xcode and the easiest way to get started. So we're going to settings, and under accounts, let's go ahead and link our account. So you're going to need an Apple developer account. So you're going to need to want to sign up for one of those. You can use a free account, or you can use a paid account as well. I have a paid account, so that's super nifty because none of my certs will expire for a whole year. If you have a trial account, free account, you're going to need to go ahead and redo it like almost every single day or week or something. So here you have your Apple ID, and it finds your teams. So I'm a bunch of different teams here. And specifically the one I use is my LLC, which is refractored. And I want to tap on Manage Certificates. Certificates, again, are the ones that are sort of associating my machine with development or distribution. And you can say I have none. I do have some, but they're on different machines. So I'm going to say Apple Development. That's the one that I want, and go ahead and tap on that. This is now going to register my machine, my certificates, everything that I need, and install it on my machine into my keychain, which is great. So once we have that, we're going to want to go ahead and actually do a few other things, such as create a ID or a wildcard ID for my application, and then go ahead and set up my devices and profiles. So here, this identifier for my app. So inside of here, I'm going to say create a new app ID, and then new app, of course, because it's a new app. And there's a few different types of application types identifiers that you can use. You can use explicit or wildcard, so you need to give it a name. So I'm just going to say my test app. And then the bundle identifier is like the one thing that you see in the CS proj, which we'll talk about. So here I like to do a wildcard, which means, hey, any app that uses com.refactored, for example. So that'd be com.yourcompany. Explicit identifier will enable you to turn on other capabilities, and that would be specific to a very specific app. So based on what you need, you might need to do that. Okay, cool. So the app identifier is set up and it's in my list of all my other crazy app identifiers that I have. So there it is. And this will allow me to use any app that's com.refactor.anything afterwards. Now we're going to need to go ahead and register a device over here. So the device, I can go into Xcode and then my iPhone is plugged in and I can see the app identifier there. You'll need to copy that app identifier and then register your device. So that way it is able to be added to a profile. Now I've already done that, so that's cool. So here's my 2 iPhones. All right, now it's profile time. Again, there's different development and deployment to the App Store, but we're going to create a new one, and this one will be iOS app development. So that's iOS, iPadOS, and things like that. You're going to select your app ID. So I'm going to blur out a bunch of stuff because it has different, unique identifiers about my company. But select that and then select your cert that you want. So here is the cert that was just created for development. Perfect. And then I'm going to select the devices that I want. So if you add devices later, you're going to need to create a new profile. You'll need to update the profile and then reinstall it on your machine. So I'm going to name this profile. So my test profile, perfect. And then we're good to go. And I can download that. I can download it manually, or I can come back into Xcode and hit the download manual profiles, and that'll install all of the different profiles onto my machine. That's nifty. Kind of like go ahead and updates it. If I go back over here, I can use that profile again, and then I can see, hey, here's my test profile. So it's installed on my machine. And of course, the certs should show up as well. Now, when I ran the certs command, it actually gave me nothing back. And when I built and run the application at this point, it should actually deploy to my device as long as I update the app identifier here. So com.refactored, but I get an error. And the problem here was for some reason on my machine, the actual worldwide developer certs from Apple were not installed. So if I could scroll up here and show you the error that I got was unable to build chain to self-signed root of Apple development, blah, 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 blah. And that's because when you install Xcode, it's supposed to install certs. And for some reason, it wasn't on my machine. And even my certs actually weren't even, when I installed them, trusted. So the first thing I needed to do was go down into the keychain. And I needed specifically to go into the login and then certificates. And then here you can see up top that it says certificate's not trusted. So I needed to right click, get info, and then trust it. There's a lot of information about me in here, so I'm not going to bring that up, but you could trust that cert. And then I went back and I said, okay, maybe I just need to trust it. And that was about it. So I went back and sure enough, I was like, let me build it again. So I built it and I was like, okay, let me look at it. And it's the same exact error. And I said, what's going on? So the best route here to make sure you have all of your certs and everything set up is create an app in Xcode and go ahead and select an iOS app and give it an identifier name. So product name, so my app, and then identifier. Mine is going to be my team that I select that I'm signed in with, and then the identifier. And the reason for this is I should only have to do this once ever because the cert should be set up. And then after that, it should be totally good to go. So I'm just going to create this. And what we'll see is actually when we create this inside of Xcode, it's going to give me an error. And that's because for some reason, when I installed Xcode, it didn't install the developer certs for me. And I don't know why that is. Maybe that's because I use Xcode and not from the App Store, but my phone does show up and I can see it there, which is great. And if I hit debug, I get this automatic signing failure, which is weird. If I click retry on it, it's going to give me an error again on it, which is not super helpful, to be honest with you. But if you select and tap on this tiny little icon right there for errors, you'll see invalid trust settings. So what Xcode is now doing is it's looking at my provisioning profiles and my certificates, and all I have to do is hit repair trust settings. So when I tap on that, I type in my password and everything solves itself. Basically, everything is updated and totally good to go. And if you go back into your keychain, you'll see a bunch of new certs inserted there. So make sure if that's your problem you're running into, go into Xcode, create your app, and then deploy it to your phone. And sure enough, there's Hello World from Xcode. Awesome. So now what we're going to do is quit Xcode, boop, and come back into VS Code. And all I have to do is hit deploy. It's going to automatically find my provisioning profiles, everything that I need on my machine. And it's going to install my .NET MAUI application onto my physical device that I'm screen mirroring here onto my Mac machine. And let's see, here we go. There goes this loading. And sure enough, we get a nice .NET icon. I can open it up. I'm in full debug mode, of course. And then I'm going to go ahead and say, click me, click me, click me. And now we have deployed. All right, there you have it. That is everything that you need to know about getting your iOS application running on your iOS device, whether it be an iPhone or an iPad. You can, of course, connect them up. You can do a bunch of other things. Now, there are a lot of cool other parts that you can do when you are inside of that Xcode device manager. You can actually set up wireless deployment. And of course, if it's connected to a Mac, it'll just pick that up as well, which is really, really nice. And while it is a little bit of a cumbersome process, once you get going, once you get over that hurdle, it should be a lot easier now to start creating new applications and deploying your applications. So hopefully this video was very helpful in actually getting you up and running on an iOS device. If you run any problems, let me know down below in the comments. I'd super like to know what you ran into, if you're running into similar issues that I am running into when I'm working with Xcode and all these different provisioning profiles and certificates and things like that. If you did like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And of course, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I put out videos here almost every single week, talking about what's new in the world of .NET, .NET MAUI, C#, and all the goodness that's happening around the ecosystem. All right, that's going to do it for this one. So until next time, thanks for watching.